Coming up, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris win the 2020 presidential election, New Jersey legalizes recreational marijuana, and Bruce Springsteen has proved once again why they call him the boss. All that and more in tonight's episode of RTN News. Hello and welcome back to RTN News. I'm Joel Vasquez. New Jersey legalizes recreational marijuana. The legislation appeared as a state public question on the ballot. According to the Associated Press, more than 60% of voters approved of the referendum. This new law allows dispensaries to sell recreational cannabis to adults 21 and older. Governor Phil Murphy has been encouraging the decision, even appearing in ads to legalize it. He tweeted last Tuesday, quote, "A huge step forward for racial and social justice and our economy. Thank you to NJ Can 2020 and all the advocates for standing on the right side of history," end quote. Murphy is confident that the decision will also be a big revenue generator for the state. The constitutional amendment will go into effect January 1st, 2021. Trump's campaign filed lawsuits last Wednesday in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Georgia, and is demanding access to vote counting sites so they can count the ballots. According to Deputy Campaign Manager Justin Clark, the Trump campaign is also seeking to intervene in a Pennsylvania case at the Supreme Court that deals with whether ballots received up to 3 days after the election can be counted. The campaign has scored a few wins in the court, but none that will have effect on the state. Philadelphia considers additional COVID-19 restrictions as new cases surged the city. There were record high cases reported in the city and state on Friday. According to officials, there are more daily cases than ever before, which is causing them to consider a variety of restrictions. Health Commissioner Dr. Thomas Farley says, quote, "This is possibly the worst period of the entire epidemic," end quote. Pennsylvania reported 3,384 new cases, and in Philadelphia, 742. Philadelphia has more than 46,900 cases of COVID-19 as of Friday. After the break, Deptford police stopped 4 people in a string of burglaries, and after years of music, Bruce Springsteen continues to break records. We'll be right back.
If doctors, nurses, and grocery store clerks can wear a mask for 10 or 12-hour shifts, you can wear a mask for an hour or less when you go to the store. Do your part. Mask up, America.
Welcome back to RTN News. Deptford police arrest 4 people in a string of convenience store burglaries on Sunday. Officers responded to alarms at several stores in Deptford Township. According to investigators, 4 suspects were involved with burglary and attempted burglary incidents in Woodbury, Collingswood, Runnymede, and West Deptford late Saturday and early Sunday. Deptford police say Marvin Jackson, Sabrina Robertson, and Michael Smith, all of Camden, were quickly arrested without incident on Sunday. However, the 4th suspect, Terry Farmer of Glassboro, was arrested after a vehicle pursuit with police. The department said in a statement, quote, "We are proud of all the officers who took part in this investigation. Their tenacity and investigative prowess should be recognized," end quote. The Fashion District Philadelphia is evacuated after receiving bomb threats. According to Fashion District Security, they received 2 phone calls from the same person that a bomb was going to go off Friday afternoon. Authorities say a canine sweep was ordered and found no device. The mall was evacuated and SEPTA stationed all its trains. The mall is located near the Pennsylvania Convention Center, where ballot counting was ongoing and supporters of both candidates were gathering. Bruce Springsteen is proving that he is still the boss by releasing his 20th studio album, Letter to You. The album debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart. Springsteen made history by being the first artist to have a top 5 album every decade for 6 decades. The Jersey native grew up in Freehold and began his career by performing at small venues across the state. Congratulations, Bruce! Coming up, Isabella Casper tells us why 2 Rowan students are calling themselves the COVID-19 Crusaders. We'll be right back.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to RTN News. Now Isabella Casper with Rowan News.
I'm Isabella Casper, and I will be bringing you Rowan's latest news. 2 students from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences call themselves the COVID-19 Crusaders. Kevin McCarthy and Molly Graff are working tirelessly for our campus. The 2 are interns at the Wellness Center and lead Rowan's asymptomatic coronavirus saliva testing. Their goal is to limit the spread of COVID-19 on campus and in the surrounding community. Every Tuesday from 2 to 4 p.m. and Wednesday from 4 to 6, the pair is armed with gloves, masks, sanitizer, and test kits to set up the testing site outside the historic Hollybush Mansion. Every test is by appointment only and requires students to fill a small test tube with close to 2 inches of saliva. McCarthy adds, quote, "It can take people 15 to 20 minutes and sometimes 5 or more tries," end quote. By Friday or Saturday of the same week, the test results come back, and if a student tests negative, McCarthy sends an email to them immediately. If a student is positive, they are notified right away with a phone call from a Wellness Center staffer. Kevin McCarthy takes pride that the $30 per semester student wellness fee passed by SGA last year ensured that Wellness Center services, including the COVID-19 testing, remain free. Rowan Radio has been honored in the CBI National Competition. Rowan Radio won 5 awards in the 19th Annual College Broadcasters Incorporated National Student Production Awards. The Rowan Report won first place for Best Audio Newscast. The show takes a look at the week's most important news stories with the help of the Rowan Radio News Department. The Rowan Report previously won second place for the Best Newscast in the Broadcast Education Association Festival of Media Arts competition in February. It also received an Hermes Creative Award in April. The win is a first for the Rowan Report and marks the first time in station history the program won the first place in national competition. Rowan Radio grabbed second place for Best Station Imaging. The category identified the best student radio and TV stations which effectively branded and marketed their outlets on air through a series of station liners and promotional announcements. President Hushman releases an important message to the university. He expressed how grateful he was to have recently become a citizen of the U.S. and explained that he felt that since becoming a citizen, it was his duty to participate in each election. He stated, quote, "Participating in the democratic process is a way to celebrate the privilege of life in this great country," end quote. President Hushman released this message to remind students how important our professional and personal relationships are and to not let this election become in between any of these. He believes we should continue to be respectful of one another and our political views. He also says that, quote, "Our diverse perspectives are key to our strength," end quote. President Hushman encourages us to think about the outcomes of the election in relation to how it will help Rowan continue its important work of education, health care, and research. I'm Isabella Casper, and that's all for our Rowan's latest news. Back to you, Joelle.
Thank you, Isabella. Coming up, Renee Waters talks about the 2020 presidential election. We'll be right back.
Spending time outdoors has never felt more valuable. Whether it's exploring nature or relaxing in your yard, let's do it responsibly. Before going out, check for closures and fire restrictions. Practice social distancing, even when outside and on the trail. Back at home, if burning yard debris, keep your pile small. And no matter where you are, be sure to properly extinguish any outdoor fire. Drown, stir, drown, feel. We're all in this together. Help keep our safe places safe.
Welcome back to RTN News. Now we go to Renee Waters with national news.
Thanks, Joelle. Finally, America, ballots are in and Joe Biden is now the 46th president of the United States, and Kamala Harris is the first female vice president. Biden has focused his campaign aggressively on President Donald Trump's widely criticized handling of the coronavirus pandemic, which was seen by many voters as the most important issue facing the country, predicting his history. He maintained his electoral college lead over Trump and had overtaken the president in Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Nevada. He says, "I am honored and humbled by the trust the American people have placed in me and Vice President-elect Harris." A Long Island man has been arrested and charged with rape after he preyed on 2 girls via Snapchat. Brendan Sullivan, 20, of Bohemia, was arrested after learning that he had been talking to girls via social media with plans to bring them vape pens. Authorities investigating witnessed him placing the pens in the mailbox. Timothy Sinney, Suffolk County District Attorney, says, "This definitely is an alleged child predator, and we will hold him accountable for these outrageous acts." The state of Arizona and New Jersey legalized recreational marijuana, being though it could take months for adults 21 and over to be able to use cannabis. Justin John from Camden, New Jersey, says they brought it in the medicinal way, and criminal charges were just ridiculous. After legislation is passed, products will subject to states to 6.25% sales tax. New Jersey State's Association Chiefs of Police is among those who oppose the measures in hopes of creating rules and regulations, including how to handle a field sober testing. Senate President Steve Sweeney and the legislation could be introduced as soon as Thursday. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, Renee. After the break, weather girl Ariana gives us this week's forecast.
I work out every day. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 24. COVID won't kill me.
I have antibodies. COVID won't kill me.
It's been a long week. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 25. COVID won't kill me.
I'm partying outside. COVID won't kill me.
I don't need to wear a mask around my friends. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 23. COVID won't kill me.
If I haven't gotten it yet, COVID won't kill me.
I'm young. COVID won't kill me.
Famous last words. Don't let them be yours. Socially distance. Mask up, America.
Welcome back to RTN News. Now we head over to Ariana with the weather.
Welcome to the weather report. This is a perfect week to do some last-minute autumn activities before it's freezing once again. The sun came out today, partly cloudy with a high of 48 and a low of 33. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high of 46 and a low of 32. Thursday will be mostly sunny with a high of 51 and a low of 34. Friday will be mostly sunny with a high of 55 and a low of 31. Moving over to the weekend, Saturday will be sunny with a high of 54 and a low of 38. And to finish off the week's forecast, Sunday will be partly cloudy with a high of 55 and a low of 33. Enjoy the sunshine and warm weather. Back to you, Joelle.
Thank you, Ariana. That's all for this week's episode of RTN News. Stay tuned for next week's episode. I'm Joelle Vasquez. Have a good night.